you ready to begin your day's work?
Yes, I'm sorry I was late. You see, I had to...
It's not necessary for me to hear your excuses. It's necessary for you to be on time.
I said I was sorry.
Yes, I'm sure you are, but that's not what I pay you for now, is it?
I'd like to explain exactly what happened.
Well, I think that point doesn't matter now, do you think?
It matters very much to me.
All right. Tell me your little story.
The past 2 days have been very difficult. Diana Taylor, a very, very close friend of my family, was murdered.
Yes, I read about it in the newspaper. I'm sorry.
Well, my mother's been taking care of her son, and I've been trying to help out whenever I can.
How sweet.
So this morning I had to wait until the housekeeper finished the shopping and then came back to my mother's house before I could come to work.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I won't be late again, I'm sorry.
Well, Laura, I hope not, because, you know, I would really hate to fire you. Now, do we understand each other?
Oh, yes. We understand each other perfectly. Jeff? I'm sorry, but you have to be in OR in 10 minutes.
He's in no shape for OR. Let me have Steve on the phone.
Leslie, what is happening? I feel like the whole world is going crazy.
Yeah, I think everybody feels like that right now.
What evidence could they possibly have on Anne?
I don't know. Do you want to come with me down to the cafeteria and we can just sit and talk about it?
What good is that going to do?
I don't know. Maybe it won't do any, but I need somebody to talk to. Please, for me.
Oh,
Please.
this is a nightmare. I can't believe it's happening. I can't.
Jeff's really spaced out.
Yes, there's nothing I can do about it. Steve, Rick, look, I think you better have somebody else take Jeff's rotation in OR. I'm not sure yet. Captain Ramsey has just taken Ann down for some additional questioning. Jeff's not taking it very well. Leslie's taking him down to the cafeteria to try and have him just cool down, relax for a bit. Yeah, I'll let you know, and thank you.
What's going to happen, Dr. Weber?
I wish I knew, Bobby.
Laura, I signed these letters and they're ready to be mailed.
All right. I'll get them out right away.
Good.
Miss Quartermain,
Yes?
I hope you didn't mean what you said earlier about my being late again.
I meant every word of it.
You mean you'd really fire me because there was an emergency in my family? I mean, you'd have to be some kind of a monster.
Monster? Now, that's a charming thing for an employee to say to her boss.
Well, I'm sorry if I offended you, but you offended me.
Laura, you're being rather impertinent, and I don't like it. Now, you just be on time from now on, and we won't have any more of this aggravation.
Except during social hours.
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Would that be all?
Not quite. You know, I was, thinking of the Port Charles Day Parade and the way you behaved with Kurt Wheeler.
Oh? What exactly did I do wrong?
Now, dear, you haven't forgotten that Kurt's job here is strictly confidential.
No, I haven't forgotten that at all.
And I'm sure you realize that the competitors mustn't know that he lives here. And there you were, detaining him on a public street, my dear.
We barely talked, Alex.
There might have been television cameras or newspaper reporters or who knows what. And all that flirting just to make Luke Spencer jealous.
I'm sorry. It did work, though, didn't it?
What worked?
I did make him jealous.
Laura, that was so childish, my dear.
That's what's really bothering you, isn't it, Alex?
Laura, we are talking about your behavior.
Yes, we are. And I thought that we'd agreed that what happened outside of office hours was all right. Every woman for herself, remember?
Laura, I don't need to be reminded of our agreement.
Good. 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 Then the battle lines are drawn, Alex.
Are they?
Yes. You see, I want Luke Spencer. And I will get him back.
Really?
Outside of office hours, naturally.
Naturally.
Good morning, Luke. Time is running out for Alex Quartermain. Wouldn't you say? How are you coming with the Ice Princess?
Fine.
Well, I mean, no, you couldn't have found it yet.
If I had, I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, look, come on, Luke. I mean, what are we going to do about this Ice Princess thing?
We?
Yeah, we both want it. We're both out to find it.
Yes, we are. But let's make that singular. Let's make that me. Singular me. I'll want it. I'll find it.
Well, I'd be delighted if you did. It'd save me a whole lot of footwork. Give me a whole lot more time that I can devote to Laura. I hope you don't mind if I move in on her.
I've told you before, Laura is a free agent. She is delightfully independent.
I've noticed. I'm absolutely fascinated with her.
I know. You're like a little kid in a candy store, aren't you?
Candy's quite sweet.
Can also rot your teeth. So what do you want? What is this business about, Alex? Please? Let's get back to street level. What about Alex?
I think she's in a spot of bother.
What are you talking about, Robert?
The Cassadines. Yeah, the Cassadines. And that's a whole lot of trouble.
Laura, I want you to deliver this envelope to Dr. Wheeler's apartment, please.
I thought you just said you wanted this letter sent out immediately.
Well, now it looks like I've changed my priorities. But then that's my privilege, being the boss lady.
All right. I'll deliver your envelope.
You don't mind?
No, I don't mind at all.
Well,
Excuse me.
That's wonderful. But be sure you get back in time, Laura, because we have a lot of work to do today.
Yes, I'll remember that.
Good.
What's this, Laura? Are you leaving?
No, I'm just going to run an errand.
I asked Laura to deliver some research papers to Dr. Wheeler.
I thought he had everything he needed.
Not quite everything. Now, are you going to deliver those papers, or am I going to have to mail them to get them there?
I'm going right now.
Good.
I think I'm still in the doghouse.
Oh, what for?
Well, Miss Quartermain was a little bit upset because I came in late for work this morning. Even though it was only a few minutes, and I promised that I would never do it again.
A few minutes late? What's all the fuss about, Alex?
Well, Edward, we do have regulated business hours now, don't we?
You see, I've been helping my mother take care of Diana Taylor's 3-year-old son, and I've been helping out around the house whenever I can.
Well, of course you have.
I'm afraid that my family comes first, even before my job. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Well, maybe I was a bit harsh with Laura.
Perhaps you were, Alex.
But it's just this card from the Cassadines. Edward, it absolutely terrifies me to know that someone was close enough to put this into my pocket.
Okay, so you got one on me. You found the Afghans.
But not the Cassadines.
No, but you are close.
No, they're close. During the Port Charles Day parade, this was slipped into my pocket.
Anthony Cassadine. No appointment necessary.
No invitation?
Who, me? I'm not on the A list.
Well, if you live long enough, I'm sure you will be.
What about Alex? Did she get one of these?
Oh, Laura. Kind of makes you wonder a bit, doesn't it?
Who's there?
It's Laura Baldwin, Dr. Wheeler.
Laura.
Hi.
What a welcome surprise.
I'm playing messenger again. This is for you from Miss Quartermain.
Well, thank you. Please come in.
Oh, thank you.
Can I take your coat?
Yes. It was nice running into you at the parade. It was nice to see you get out of your apartment.
Yeah. You don't know how I miss people. Just talking to someone, being a normal person.
Must be miserable staying cooped up like this.
Miserable, but necessary. Please, sit down.
Thank you. research that you're doing, does it really take so many hours every day?
Well, it's a matter of allocating time. I'm working on various projects.
Oh, I see. You know, I'd really like to know more about what you're doing. I mean, if you can't tell me.
Would you really?
Yes. If you want to know the absolute truth, I am dying of curiosity. I mean, I have these fantasies that you're creating some kind of an earth-shaking invention that's going to make it rain or it's going to stop gravity.
Nice. A beautiful woman who has a sense of humor.
Thank you. But I am serious, though. I really would like to know more about what you're doing.
Well, basically, I'm a chemist. That's all there is to it. I've spent my life experimenting with, let's say, unusual chemical formulations. So there. Now you have my secret. Just a lot of dull paperwork and calculations.
Which all fits neatly under that mysterious heading of science.
Or, more exactly, scientific analysis. That's all there is to it, Laura. So it's not nearly as intriguing as you first thought, huh?
No, I still find it fascinating. Although, I'm not sure I'll ever understand how your work could possibly be connected with a business enterprise that deals in international finance.
Alex Quartermain has an unusual flair for getting involved with almost everything.
Looks as though I've been replaced.
Well, it's only a temporary arrangement, I can assure you. My typing is lousy and my shorthand's not much better.
But you're very good at surprises.
Well, it's the only way I could be sure of being able to take you out to lunch. You are free, aren't you?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Then we have a date?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
What is it this time? More information?
What are you talking about?
Well, you are planning to ask me a lot of questions over lunch, aren't you?
Well, of course I am, but you wouldn't want me to lie now, would you?
No, I wouldn't want you to do that.
That's what I like about you, Laura. It's your quick mind.
Well, that's a relief.
On the other hand, I did say I wouldn't lie.
I've got to get busy.
Curse of the working class.
I've been out running an errand. I was supposed to type up his letter. It should have been done about an hour ago.
I often wonder where you go in these mysterious errands of yours.
Oh, I get to go all kinds of secret places, like dry cleaners, department store.
Really?
Once I even got to go to the laundry to pick up a blouse, handmade.
Sounds fascinating. Secret life of an undercover errand girl.
Errand person.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, got to get to work.
Rather dull reading, huh?
This is confidential. You're not supposed to read anything on my desk.
Good secret agent doesn't leave her knickknacks lying around.
I'll try and remember that.
Ever done an errand to see a man named Cassadine?
Why are you asking?
To get your reaction, and I think I just did. You see, the notorious Mr. Cassadine is still in town. And I wouldn't want you to be the first person to run into him, Laura.
Well. What brings the elite and the semi-elite down here to eat with the sub-elite?
Your beef stew, what else?
Yeah, what else?
What else?
Thank you. Well, isn't it the right day? I mean, you do have a weekly special, as I remember.
You remember everything?
Everything.
We've already decided, Luke, we'll have the speciality of the house.
Wouldn't you prefer the speciality at the Versailles room?
Probably, but I sort of enjoy a spot of tray take from time to time. And anyway, Laura insisted.
Well, there's just something about Kelly's Diner that no other place has.
Nobody else wants it, love.
I don't know about that. It's very cozy here.
So's my apartment.
Yeah, would you excuse me, fun lovers? I think I heard a cork pop in the basement.
I don't think he's too happy to see us. No, correction. He's not too happy to see me.
Really? He seemed quite pleasant to me.
Look, I might go and try to form some sort of an uneasy truce, love. Excuse me for a moment, will you? Peace to all men, goodwill to your fellow man, something to that effect. Is this where all the magic happens?
Yes, as a matter of fact, abracadabra, you've just been turned into a camp of gypsy midgets.
Jealousy really is quite juvenile, Luke.
Oh, don't flatter yourself, Prince Charming. Lady Godiva and I are ancient history.
Well, history does have a way of repeating itself.
Well, I've certainly been burned by lightning more than once. Excuse me.
Sorry. Look, if it's any consolation to you, I only picked up Laura on the understanding that I might run into Alex.
What a shame, and Alex wasn't available.
And I do have a matter of concern to sit down and talk to her about.
Yes. Well, Robbie, as they say, everything comes to a man who stands in line, or so they tell me.
I'm really bored with your banter, Spencer.
Listen, Robert! Come here, please.
Yeah.
Did Laura, or did she not, get a calling card from Anthony Cassadine the day of the parade?
I don't know. But I did ask her a few questions on the way over here. She didn't respond in a way that would make me think that she received a card. As for Alex, I have no way of knowing.
I can find out about Alex. Easy enough. And if I share that information with you, I hope that you will let me know about the recently groomed Afghans.
Trail's dead. Ball's in my court then, isn't it?
I suppose it is. But nevertheless, if you do find out, you will share the information with your undergraduate American lackey.
I haven't made up my mind on that point yet. One thing, though. Before either of us gets to Cassadine, we have to get past his goon platoon. That little incident in the warehouse is still very fresh in my mind.
Mine, too.
One more point. Cassadine knows that neither of us are pushovers. He'll probably try a bit harder.
I didn't appreciate that lecture from Mr. Cassadine.
What did you expect? A pat on the back? We were sent to the warehouse to recover the Ice Princess, and we failed.
But it wasn't our fault. If Luke Spencer and Robert Scorpio hadn't interfered, we'd have had time to look for the Ice Princess.
Mr. Cassadine does not accept excuses.
So it seems.
Where is he?
Up on deck.
Take care of the dogs. I have to tell him his car is being brought around.
Go on, Heather. This sounds very encouraging.
Well, I'm not sure about all the details, but I started remembering some bits and pieces this morning after breakfast.
Well, perhaps you had another memory breakthrough.
You think that's what it was?
Tell me, let's find out.
Well, it seems that I was in New York City, and I remember being really ill and having a high temperature. I don't know. It's so hard trying to face your past and deal with it when you don't know what it was.
Listen to me. Try to hold on a little longer. Got to fight to hold on to your memory.
All right, I'll try. I was in New York, and I was very ill, and there was a woman. Her name was Mrs. Hadley, that's it.
Mrs. Hadley, how did you know this woman?
She took care of my son, Stephen Lars.
She took care of him because you were too ill?
That's right. She took care of him for me, and she's the one who convinced me that I had to give him up because I couldn't care for him myself.
Tell me how she convinced you. What exactly did she say?
I don't remember anymore. It's all slipping away from me again. I guess it's just another blind alley, Dr. Nelson.
Oh, no, Heather. Look, you're doing very well. Very well indeed. And this thing that you feel about yourself is not at all unusual.
It isn't?
Heather, many patients, even when they begin to make a real improvement, conjure up all kinds of excuses within themselves so they don't have to go back to their former lives. They become fearful.
You think that's what it is? That I'm just conjuring up excuses because I'm afraid?
In a way, yes. But look, you're also showing a great deal of determination, hanging on to bits and pieces of memory and trying to put them together as best you can.
It's like a blind attempt at patchwork.
Heather, you've just hit on the basic definition of therapy. You know, putting the patchwork together to form a recognizable pattern.
You make it sound as if there's almost a glint of hope.
Better than that. You know, if you keep up this kind of improvement, there's no reason why you can't leave Forest Hills one day and be treated as an outpatient.
Do you really think that'll ever happen?
Now, wait a minute. We'll go slowly. I mean, perhaps not stay as long as you did the last time. Maybe Dave visits for a while.
I don't know. That sounds like such a big step.
Are you frightened? Are you afraid you might go through another retrogression?
No, not anymore. I think I've adjusted very well since I came back here, and I've got better control over my emotions.
Good. Then you're willing to try it as an outpatient?
When you think I'm ready, I'd be willing to try it.
Heather, all of this may be a reality sooner than you realize. But I want you to be sure how you honestly feel.
I know that my son is well. And I want to go back and make a home with my husband. I know it's what I want, Dr. Nelson. More than anything, I want to go back home to them.
Specialty à la maison, potage à mysterioso.
Smells good.
Well, good. It's an old recipe I learned at a place called Pop Calhoun's.
Yeah, even your culinary talents show a certain flair.
Yes, well, you got to impress people where you can, Robert, you know. So, I hope you like it. It's the kind of stew I used to make a long time ago.
I remember.
Old times soon forgotten, huh?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, look, if we're really into cookery, sweetheart, why don't we make this a day of double delight? I've just discovered this wonderful little hideaway. I discovered it the other week.
Laura, is your mother still taking care of PJ, and doesn't she need help tonight?
No, Mrs. Grant is back on duty again.
Well, isn't that lucky for me? Then I guess we have a date then, don't we?
Lucky for you. Well, excuse me, I think something's burning in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen. I gotta learn to be more careful.
Run along then.
Yes, you should be more careful.
I'm trying to learn that.
Well, you might be surprised at what you could really cook up if you just put your mind to it.
Right. Bon appetit.
Hi, Dollface.
Oh, hey, baby.
What you got for a slightly hungry baby sister?
Anything you want. Anybody who calls me Dollface gets exactly what they want. How about a double scoop of the Mysterioso stew?
Okay, how about a single scoop?
Single? What's the matter? What happened to my favorite food critic?
Oh, I've been thinking about Anna on the way over here. I'm really worried about her.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
I mean, it's bad enough that Diana Taylor got killed. But now they're trying to accuse Anne of doing it. I think the whole thing stinks.
Little heart is so big. All those people at the hospital are like your family, aren't they, baby?
Almost. But you and Ruby are always going to be my number one special people.
Oh, you're just trying to make points with a cook, Chuckle Puss.
Big soup. It's real soup stuff. I don't know. Look at the menu. It's kind of nice.
Sarah, I've got wonderful news.
What could be so wonderful when you're locked in this place?
Listen to what I have to say. I just finished with Dr. Nelson, and he said I may be getting out of here pretty soon.
You've said that thousands of times before.
But this time it's real, Sarah. He means it. He's almost ready to make me an outpatient.
He is? He said that?
Yes. He said, Heather, he said, you're ready to go out and start your new life.
What did you say?
I said, yes, of course. Don't be silly. I said, yes.
You're going to go make a beautiful home for Jeff and your son.
That's right. Perfect and lovely home for us. Sarah, don't be sad. This is a happy time for us.
I guess so. But I'm not going to be able to leave. I'm going to be left behind.
Only for a little while.
I can't take it alone anymore, Heather. I found that out when you went home at Christmas time to be alone with your family.
Don't be this way, Sarah. You should be happy about it.
Oh, yeah. That's fine for you to say. But what about me?
You can make it. Look, after all we've been through together, I know you. You can make it through anything. I know you can. You won't be here very much longer after I've left. I promise you.
You don't know that. You don't know that at all.
I do. I'm your true friend. Your best friend. I love you almost as much as I love my own family. Gotta share our secrets together and care for each other. If it weren't for you being my very best friend, I wouldn't be getting well enough to get out of here at all.
Mean that?
Yes, I do. We're gonna be friends till we die. What a nice surprise you're coming to visit me here.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to do this on a regular basis.
Mind? No, I enjoy having visitors.
Dr. Nelson tells me that you've been making improvement lately, that you remember Mrs. Hadley from New York.
Isn't it wonderful? My past's starting to open up a little bit. Little by little.
You must be very pleased with all of this sudden improvement.
Yes, I am. I have so much to look forward to now. How's Jeff and my baby?
I really don't know. I've been sort of worrying about a friend of mine, Ann Logan. The police are beginning to think that she might have murdered Diana.
That's dreadful. I mean, what I've heard about it on the news.
Yeah. Well, you know, those of us that really know Ann are positive that she could never have murdered Diana.
Well, she's really going to need the loyalty of her friends now.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like more than loyalty. For me, for instance, I'm kind of getting a crawly feeling on the back of my neck whenever I put the pieces together these days.
Crawly feeling?
Yeah, like, I don't know, wondering if someone could hate Anne enough to set her up.
Set her up?
Mm-hmm. You know, make her look guilty.
Who would hate a nice lady like Ann Logan and not to do something like that?
What happened to Bobby? I was going to go over and say hello.
Bobby had to get back to work, Laura.
Speaking of getting back to work, your desk at good old ELQ, it's been sort of unoccupied lately.
You noticed?
Somebody's got to open your mail.
Well, that's the price of commerce, you know, it keeps going up and up. I mean, where will it stop?
The Quartermains are getting just a little bit curious.
Not to mention yourself, right?
No, really, I don't care at all. I just want to know whether or not I should rent out your office space.
Oh, no, save the office. Be sure and save the office. And tell the Quartermains that the Prince of Fools will be back on his throne sooner or later.
One day in rags, then back to riches.
Well, that's what they say. You know, I do enjoy this job. It keeps me in touch with what's happening in Port Charles.
Yes, and things do seem to be happening, don't they?
Okay. While you're catching up on all of your intrigue, I think I'll just thread my nose.
I'm a spot curious, Luke.
Yes?
Those two degenerates at the bar, you seem to have quite a lot in common with them. Or at least to talk to them about.
Well, Robert, I'm going over investment ideas with these gentlemen.
Is that what you call it?
Yes, it is what I call it. As a matter of fact, when I find the Ice Princess, I'll have money to burn, and I want to know where to put my money to make more money.
You mean as a result of selling it to me?
No, that isn't what I mean at all. As a matter of fact, you're not even close, pal.
You know you'd do a lot better if you did business with me, Luke.
Is that right? I'd do better if I did business with you. I'd also have a broken skull, broken teeth, the hair pulled out by the roots, and guns in my ribs when I turned around every moment.
You don't need my help in that department.
Well, gotta keep fit, you know.
I guess so.
And?
Well, lead on, Macduff. You're doing a wonderful job of finding the Ice Princess for me. But remember one thing. Don't let the Cassadines catch you with your finger in the till.
Hey, look.
Yeah, Clyde.
Yeah, we need to check. Gotta go back to work.
You got it. I'll be right with you. Listen, man. You have managed to stay on the inside of this business from the beginning. You knew Alex before I did. Now you have moved in. You've got to know me. You got to know Laura.
Especially Laura.
Especially Laura. I'll tell you something. You are a tiresome fellow. Listen, guys. Just because old Barbara Jean managed to convince me that the prices are over high here, I have your bill right here, and I have eliminated the cover charge.
What cover charge?
It's covered. Lucky, that's a joke.
Oh.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Hey.
You go ahead.
Thanks, Clyde.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll see you out there. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
well, listen, are you sure that's not the guy?
Clyde, I'm absolutely positive. If this is our guy and he's doing something illegal, there's no reason for him to be worried about heating costs, you know.
Yeah. Well, listen, look, I got another idea. There's another guy I'm going to call tonight. He answers the description. Maybe he's the one, huh?
Great. Move on right away, will you?
Yeah, well. Oh, incidentally, I really enjoyed meeting your baby sister. Yeah, she's quite a baby.
Hey, watch. You don't play dirty old man on me now. All right. Nice to meet you. Lucky there.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Louise, I'm back. Thank you.
Bobby, Jeff or Lee or Ham calling?
Oh, I don't know. I just got back from lunch, but nothing yet. I'm sorry. I'm sure we'll hear something very soon, though.
I sure hope so.
Me too. Have you heard from anybody?
No, I've already checked. No one has called.
It's making me crazy.
I think we're all a little apprehensive
I've been getting very worried. We should have heard from somebody, Jeff. Somebody. Anybody.
Remember, Jeff has got things pretty busy. But worry about consulting and keeping us informed.
I suppose.
Did you talk to Gail about the memorial service?
Yeah, Brian's helping her with it. I volunteered you. I said we would both give extra help if she needed it.
Oh, sure. But why don't you give Gail a call and we can get together at dinner tonight, discuss the arrangement.
I can't tonight.
Are you leaving early?
Yeah, I have to go home and change.
Going out?
Yeah, I'm going out. I'm going to have dinner with Mr. Castle. You met him at the clinic and then later at the house.
Mr. Castle, yes, I think I remember, yes.
You know perfectly well you remember.
Tony Castle.
Bring me up to date on Luke Spencer. What were his activities today?
While he's still working at Kelly's Diner, sir, as you know. As for today's activities, Robert Scorpio brought Laura Baldwin to the diner. Luke and Scorpio were observed talking privately.
How brazen they are in their little games of hide and seek. It's only a matter of time until the Ice Princess is back in our possession.
Luke Spencer will put it there for us, sir.
But he doesn't know that, does he?
No, sir.
Will this vintage be suitable for this evening, sir? Yes, excellent. I want tonight's dinner to be especially memorable. I understand, and I've already informed the chef. My guest this evening will be Dr. Leslie Weber. She's the one who treated our first mate after that unfortunate accident. She's quite beautiful and intelligent. Put a single rose in this and place it on the table. As you wish, sir. Dr. Weber also happens to be the mother of Laura Baldwin. She might prove very useful to us. This evening will be perfect, I can assure you, Mr. Cassadine.